34 laps complete in the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. After 2.5-hour rain delay, you're watching live NBC sports coverage of NASCAR. Tony Stewart continues to lead, followed by Jimmy Johnson, Joe Nemechek, Kevin Harvick, and Rusty Wallace. But now some guys starting to move around back there. An unscheduled stop for the 25 car, Brian Vickers. That's Gordon on the move. And that is Jamie McMurray in that 42 car behind him on the inside of Rusty, maybe 3 or 4 laps away from scheduled pit stops.
I saw Jeff Gordon's hand out the window down the backstretch. I don't know if he was saying that. Oh, trouble!
Mark Gordon in the wall.
Several cars involved.
Bush is in it.
Earnhardt Jr. gets banged up.
I'm not sure somebody was trying to slow down and get pit lane.
Casey Mears.
Bonavani.
Schrader's in the grass. Several cars down pit road.
I think somebody was trying to come to the pits, BP, and he did not tell the guys behind him he was coming, and it jammed it up.
I think that Jeff Gordon was trying to come to the pits. I think he tried to tell him out the window down the backstretch. Oh, man.
And what did Mark say? No mistakes. They didn't make one, but they got caught up in one.
He is so frustrated. He is so frustrated.
He's going to carry that thing back to pit road.
Man, oh man. 18 continues to have its rotten luck.
Well, Dave Burns, what do you got?
Bill, Jeff Gordon's guys were up on the pit wall. He was going to come into the pits, and he was trying to signal the field.
Yeah, I saw him, but he's got one of those big seats. You see that seat that around him, all this around here? I don't know that he can get his hand out to wave in the windshield through the rear window.
Well, you can't hardly even see through any of the back of these cars. Here we go.
He's coming down the backstretch. We see the 42. Oh, I'm sorry. This is off turn 4.
Yep.
See,
there's a lot to watch right there.
I think Junior had some contact with the 17 car as he tried to go through that. Oh, and Biffle just barely missed the 10 car.
And I'll tell you who's lucky is Schrader, because he gets out of the grass, but Bobby Labonte gets stuck in it.
And I walked across that grass today.
That wasn't very bright.
Watch the 42 slows down, because he sees the 24 slowing down. Riggs slows down, moves up the racetrack in the 10 car, and that's what started the chain reaction.
And watch. Oh, Biffle just almost got into that crash. But you're right. Schrader was so lucky to get through that mud.
From a robotic camera outside of 4.
Riggs he moved up to avoid the 42. He went up the racetrack, and Mark saw him coming, and Mark turned right and ran out of room.
All those drivers' hopes of winning at Daytona up in smoke. On board with Jeff Burton.
Wow.
Now let's ride with Dale Earnhardt Jr.
This should be good.
And let's listen and see if we hear any contact.
Yeah, got some probably contact on the right front, maybe knocked the toe out.
Inside, coming inside.
Now on board with Jeff Gordon.
There you go. There's the wave he's signaling, but tough to see.
That's the signal that he's coming to pit road.
Right. He keeps looking in the mirror, hoping, okay, those guys know I'm coming in. And this is when it all starts happening behind him. And now watch the 42. The 42 sees the 24 slowing down. The 42 slows down. The 10's coming. He sees 42. Uh-oh. I better not hit him. I'm going to move up the racetrack. He moves up the racetrack right in front of Mark. Mark goes to the right, starts sliding, gets in the wall, and then
Kurt Busch, Riggs,
everybody gets involved. And it happens that fast. I mean, when you're out there and you're running and you see a guy slide up in front of you, you turn that wheel a little bit, and that car will go in a 4-wheel drift, just like it happened to Mark, and there's nothing you can do.
Want to let you know pit road is closed. Guys with damage are there, but the guys that made it through and are not damaged have not stopped. Greg Biffle was on pit road. The championship leader, Alan, what's his status?
Well, first of all, he had a flat tire. He locked them up to get through the accident, and one of these tires was ground along the pavement while it was locked down to the point that it put a big hole in it. Now Biffle reports after having left the pits, he's got a bad vibration. He will pit again. They're going to try and figure out what it is.
Tony Stewart leads. We check with Matt.
Tony just asked Zippy, did you get them all tight, meaning the lugs? All the tire changers said yes. He says maybe it was just low pressures going down into 1 and 2. He's going to see how it was down in 3 and 4.
And that's because obviously he feels like he's got a vibration of some sort.
Yes.
You can feel it that soon?
Oh, yeah, you can feel it when you turn the car down into a corner going 180. You can feel it a lot. You feel it in the steering wheel.
Oh, Biffle.
Man, he is rim riding up on the very top.
I think his car is pretty good. Trouble.
Jeff Green, the 43 car, has made contact with the outside retaining wall.
Caution is out. Jeremy Mayfield will be the lucky dog and get his lap back.
And a lot of cars back on that lead lap.
That would put 35 cars on the lead lap. And then you'll have to subtract the 43. The car 43.
Got more problems with tires, I'm afraid.
Yellow and green start. After 11 laps of yellow and green, we went full green and then trouble on lap 36. Jeff Gordon slowing to come to the pit lane. Lots of trouble behind him. Mark Martin contact with Scott Riggs.
About 9 or 10 cars involved before it's over. Casey Mears bounces off the 6th car. Once again, the 31 car drive through there.
Wow.
And that's Mark Martin's last ride at Daytona, heading back on the rollback.
Now we see the 43 car, Jeff Green, into the wall off turn 2. Our latest caution flag.
And through them all, Tony Stewart in the 20 car has been the leader. 168,000 seats here at the Daytona International Speedway. These fans came here early this morning. They waited a long time, but they got the green flag. And now we're under caution, 71 laps in. It'll be interesting to see if those two draft together. They have had some great disappointments of late. Earnhardt Jr. more so.
And Dave Blaney in that 07 car is fast. And him and Junior have been drafting a lot tonight. I think we see all 3 of those cars drafting together.
Back under green, we'll see what happens.
You're not like a guy, but if that guy happens to be fast tonight, you'll go ahead and draft with him.
He means, oh, look at that.
Oh,
Michael Waltrip spins, hits the 0-1 of Nemechek, then catches Biffle, the championship leader. Biffle has significant damage, and they're wrecking behind them, too. Boris said, smoking his
going to
tire.
need a set of tires, yeah. He's got a flat right front already.
Michael, right rear tire was flat when he went down in turn 1. There's nothing he could do about it. I mean, he could have hit it and changed the tire, but he had no idea that it was flat.
Bring her on back. We'll try to make something happen. I don't know what your situation is there.
It's pretty bad.
His situation, Tony Jr., is he can't get there.
Let's take a look at what happened.
See the 15 car, Michael Waltrip, is running. He's up in here someplace, and he goes down the corner and watch the car just spin. Oh, I'm sorry. There he is.
There he goes. You see the smoke come off it, and boy, it swaps ends quick.
Oh man, that 16 hit him hard.
Looks like Casey Kane might have dodged a bullet there.
And Blaney was able to get by on the inside barely.
You see him there right in front of the orange car. You see he feels it already. He's going up the racetrack. It didn't feel right when he turned the wheel going down into the corner. So he went up the racetrack, which probably saved a lot of other cars from wrecking into him. Fortunately, came down the racetrack, but got into Joe Nemechek there in the U.S. Army car.
Biffle hard. And was that Gordon that came down on the apron?
I know Harvick did. That's Harvick's on the apron there.
Well, watch back here.
Yeah, I guess
behind Earnhardt Jr. That's got it. Gordon goes high.
That's
Gordon's down low. Well, Vickers.
Both of them.
They both look alike.
Yeah. But they both made it. Watch this. As that Boris said there, right in the center, smoking the tires.
I'll tell you what, DJ Spotter is on the ball, isn't he?
And now we're getting close to these pit stops. Now you're talking to your crew chief, you're talking to your spotters. Who's coming in? We want to pit with this guy. This is when you start trying to figure out when to come in and who's coming with you. And here comes Elliott Sadler, 38 car.
I wonder why he's coming early.
And his fuel mileage tonight has not been too good, huh?
Ran out of gas early in the race, actually stopped on the track under a caution.
Is that his teammate with him?
Yes, it is.
The 8, Dale Jarrett hits pit road.
So 2 Yates cars on pit road. And so is the 21 of Ricky Rudd, all the way down to Allen. Trouble. 32 car.
Bobby Hamilton Jr. Someone told us he wrecked.
Yep.
Oh, there he is.
Dave.
Guys, he had just radioed to his crew, got a vibration, and crew chief Harold Howley said pit next time. It was obviously a tire.
Right front tire at that. It's like the 43 car all over again. And guess what? He's going to lose that. That tire's going to come off.
Allen. I'm sorry, Benny. Allen, how about the Yates guys?
Huge break in their favor, Bill. They were on pit road before the caution came out.
Yes, sir.
Made those stops. They've left, stayed on the lead lap. They're going to be the lead 2 cars when this thing gets ready to restart.
You're right. Pit stops are going to be big, Wally.
You got to be lucky a lot here, and they were.
So he's the lucky dog twice.
Boy, I'll tell you what. If you want to be lucky, that's the best way to do it. Not be on the track when the wreck happens. Just hit pit lane when the yellow comes out. While everybody else is still out there.
And they're in a situation now that every car has to make at least one more stop.
Yep.
So they're not going to be beaten by fuel mileage if it goes green the rest of the way.
If Elliott Sadler wins, does that team, the truck that pushed him back, do they get credit for a lap? Or
The wrecker?
Yeah, the wrecker.
Probably.
Saw that earlier, too.
The 8 is not very patient.
17,
It's back.
17's blown up.
Now remember when he made that contact?
Contact.
He's not. He has a fender knocked in on the tire.
That's never good.
And Junior is trying to push that 9
He's
car.
not going to be able to, though.
And the 31 is going by Junior on the outside. Man, look at Jeff Burton go.
All right, man, I want to blow a tire here.
Oh, trouble. Here we go.
Harvick is around. In the grass. Caution is out.
That's Carl Edwards up
Coming
against the
back.
outside wall.
Yep. They almost make contact
Elliott
again.
Sadler down through the grass.
Oh, more cars spinning down in turn 1.
That Wimmer.
There's Wimmer. Number of guys went down pit road.
Yeah, you're not going anyplace.
Caution is out on lap 147.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, that's Kyle Busch. He has been everywhere tonight, and now
I'm stuck. I'm done.
That's just where the cars come off pit road.
Yep.
Well, I think he came down off the racetrack to that point. I don't think he started on pit road.
No, I think he hit the wall and
Yeah,
stopped
yeah,
down there.
yeah.
But
Okay, let's sort it out.
well, the 29 car is going to be in the crash. This guy. This guy is going to be in the... All right, roll it.
Yeah. Came down on Carl Edwards
Carl
in the
Edwards.
99. And that Kevin Harvick was right in the middle of it.
And there's Busch going through the grass.
And there's a 22 car on the inside of Jeff Gordon. Oh, and Mike Wallace just squeezes by.
Was that Mike Wallace or was that Mayfield?
No, I thought it was Mike. Could have been Mayfield. I don't think Elliott Sadler hit anything.
No.
That was weird. I mean,
He's
look
got
at
a
the
story to
31
tell.
car. He really came down the racetrack. Doesn't take much.
Is that Rusty? Rusty just missed it.
Yeah, Mike Wallace did a good job.
Yeah, he
getting
sure
through
did. You're
that.
right. It was Mike. Wow.
Bobby Gordon locks him up. He's got a right front flat, locking him up, trying to avoid it.
Watch from upstairs.
Watch his car on the high side. 31 car. Yeah, it's tough to see from
can't
that
see
angle.
from that. Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how the 22 car
Yeah, that all happened later.
Yeah, all happened later. And he looked like he was straight back there.
I bet you the 5 and the 22 met somewhere. This is on board with Dale Jarrett.
Man, that's right down pit road.
Yeah.
Good move, DJ.
And you can come on to pit road at that speed, but you must slow down to avoid the penalty.
And now they're using pit road and not the racetrack so they can get the track cleaned up.
Yep. And they're going to need some help to get that thing out of there. Because as hard as it has rained in Daytona, there's a lot of mud down there.
They need a submarine to get it out.
Is that Carl Edwards up against the outside retaining wall? Those are cars involved.
Yep.
Busch, Gordon, Scott Wimmer, Kevin Harvick, Jeff Burton, Elliott Sadler, and Carl Edwards. Now, when we lose that graphic, maybe you can see that what car it is up there.
Alan?
Well, Kyle Busch took a look at a replay, I assume, in the front of the 48's pit box. What happened, and are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was just, it was a tough break. You know, it looked like the 31 and the 31 and the 29 were just kind of coming together, and the 99 was going to stick it in there. And the hole closed up too soon before he got in there, and just got everybody turned all sideways and everything. And, you know, I really had nowhere to go. I tried missing the 29, and I didn't have enough. I didn't turn it quick enough to get on the pit road, and just had to go through the grass. I tried to hold it straight, but it didn't matter. He was just going through there like Free Willy or something. It was just kind of crazy, but you know, whatever. It was a pretty good lick on the outside fence. I was hoping it wouldn't slide that far, but obviously right here it did, and it just, you know, it wailed the outside fence. And hated for Scott Wimmer too. He was about through it, and then I KO'd him, so that sucks.
Glad you're okay.
Well, we've answered the question. What happened to Scott Wimmer?
The 5 found him.
The 5 found him. He wasn't looking for him, but he found him.
No.
It's amazing how fast you get shot up the racetrack when you get off that grass and get back on the pavement.
What's it feel like?
Like how it looked.
Okay, one more look, real speed. Well, it happens in a hurry everywhere, but it really happens in a hurry at Daytona. The Pepsi 400 is under caution. Less than 15 laps to go. Tony Stewart leads at Daytona.